Welcome back, everyone, to the final part of our deep dive into FortuneFi. In the first two parts, we covered the game, the prizes, and all the strategy. But today is when we pull back the curtain and show you the engine that makes this whole thing go. This is the big picture, where all the pieces finally click into place. You ready? Let's do it.
But first, you know the drill. Just a quick reminder that this is all for fun and educational purposes. It is not financial advice. And please remember, the outcomes in the game are all based on chance. As always, make sure you do your own research. All right, let's get into it.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by showing you how FortuneFi is actually part of something way bigger. Then we'll introduce you to that entire ecosystem. After that, we'll trace the money and show you exactly how the fun of the game becomes pure fuel for growth. The big aha moment will be when we break down the perpetual growth flywheel. And then we'll wrap up by showing you exactly where you can fit into all of this.
Okay, so in parts 1 and 2, we really got into the weeds of FortuneFi. You know, the jackpots, the streaks, how referrals work, and look, it's an amazing game all on its own. But that's not the whole story. Honestly, it's not even close. What we've shown you so far is really just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, think about it like this. We've been focused on what your ticket does for you, a shot at the jackpot, right? But what if I told you that every single $2 ticket was doing so much more in the background? What if it was building something, powering a bigger machine, completely behind the scenes?
And here it is. This is the key takeaway. FortuneFi is not a standalone island. It's designed to be the fun, easy-to-use entry ramp to the entire EMP Fusion ecosystem. Every single ticket isn't just a lottery ticket. It's an investment into a whole network of protocols that are all built around one thing: real yield.
Okay, so let's meet the key players in this ecosystem. To really get how this works, you just need to know about two core pillars, what we call the mothership and the yield engine.
So on one hand, you've got Fusion. That's the mothership. You can think of it like the central hub or the ownership layer of this whole operation. It collects and distributes revenue from everything in the ecosystem. And on the other hand, you have Bernard Bonds, the yield engine. This thing is an absolute workhorse. It's the protocol that generates the actual, real yield from trading fees. And check out that payout number. It's already paid out over $1 million to its users. That engine is seriously powerful.
All right, now for the really cool part. This is where we connect the dots. How does the simple, fun act of buying a $2 ticket in FortuneFi actually power that massive yield engine we just talked about? Let's follow the money.
And boom, here's the big aha moment. Every single $2 from every ticket goes directly into Bernard Bonds, and here's the kicker, it's deposited permanently. Wait, hold on, so you're telling me my ticket money isn't just spent and gone? It goes to work forever? Exactly. It's not spent on marketing or development, it becomes permanent, yield-generating capital inside the protocol. It's like a one-way ratchet for growth. It only goes.
Let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale here. The TVL, the total value locked on the protocol, is permanent. Now check out this little example. Let's say you have just 10,000 players and they each buy about $20 worth of tickets a week. That's $200,000 in new, permanent TVL flooding into Bernard Bonds every single week. That is a massive constant stream of fuel for that yield engine.
So all that new capital in Bernard Bonds starts generating yield from trading volume. But where does all that yield go? Well, this chart lays it all out. 50% goes to the main jackpot, 35% to the weekly side pot, 5% to a monthly whale pot, but look at that last 10% slice. Okay, so that's the crucial piece. That's the part that feeds back into the whole system. That 10% goes right back to the Fusion mothership.
And that's the genius of the design. A single $2 ticket creates this incredible ripple effect of benefits. The FortuneFi players, their prize pools get funded by the yield. Bernard Bonds, it gets that permanent TVL growth, which makes it stronger and more profitable. The Fusion holders, they get a direct revenue share. And since Fusion uses that revenue to buy another token called eShare on the open market, even eShare holders benefit from constant buy pressure. It's a true win-win-win-win.
When you put all these interconnected pieces together, you get this incredibly powerful effect. It's the absolute heart of the EMP Fusion ecosystem's design. We call it the perpetual growth flywheel. Let's look at how success actually creates more success.
So what even is a flywheel effect? Well, it's a concept from business, but it fits perfectly here. It's basically a self-reinforcing loop. Imagine a giant, heavy wheel. The first push is tough, but once it's moving, every little push after that makes it spin faster and faster. The success of one part literally accelerates the growth of the whole system.
So let's trace it. Step 1, FortuneFi is fun and simple, so it attracts a ton of players. Step 2. All their tickets create permanent TVL growth in Bernard bonds. Step 3. More TVL means bigger yields and, you guessed it, bigger jackpots, which brings even more players back to Step 1. It's a feedback loop. Step 4. All of this action sends more revenue to the Fusion Mothership. And finally, Step 5. A system that's visibly winning and growing attracts brand new people to check out all the protocols. The wheel just keeps spinning faster.
And this really highlights the difference between the old way of doing things and this new model. So much of traditional DeFi is just a bunch of isolated projects competing against each other, usually paying out rewards by printing more of their own token, which just isn't sustainable. The EMP Fusion model is the complete opposite. It's all interconnected. Protocols collaborate, and the rewards, they come from real yield, from actual fees, which creates a system that's designed to be self-reinforcing and built to last.
Okay, so we've looked at the 30,000-foot view, we've seen how the flywheel spins. But let's bring it right back down to earth. What does this all actually mean for you? What's in it for you?
Let's break it down really simply. If you just want to play FortuneFi for fun, you can do it knowing that your ticket money isn't just vanishing, it's actively working to generate the very prize pools you're trying to win. If you're a Bernard Bonds holder, well, FortuneFi is basically a gift, a constant stream of new capital that strengthens the protocol. And if you're a Fusion holder, FortuneFi is just another fantastic diversified revenue stream feeding the mothership, making your slice of the pie that much more valuable.
This creates such a clear and natural path for anyone who's interested. You can just play. Start with FortuneFi, have some fun, and take your shot at the jackpots. But if you get curious and want to go deeper, you can earn by exploring the sustainable yield in Bernard bonds. And if you really fall in love with the vision, you can own a piece of the entire ecosystem with Fusion. You can choose your own adventure.
So there you have it. The whole picture. Fun becomes fuel. That fuel powers a yield engine. That engine feeds a mothership, and the whole thing creates a perpetual growth flywheel where success just compounds on itself. It's a beautifully designed system, and if you're ready to jump in, here are the front doors. The flywheel is spinning, and you're officially invited to come be a part of it.
And just one final time to close this out, this has all been for entertainment and is not investment advice. All of the protocols we mentioned carry their own smart contract and market risks, and remember, the outcomes in FortuneFi are based purely on chance. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.